and welcome to another episode of Frightfully Forgotten Horror Movies. What are we drinking today, Adam?
Today we are again drinking Tarman.
They let the son of a bitch out!
Let him out! If you want the recipe, you can click the link above Justin's head. Today we are talking about 2007's Dead Silence. Written and directed by James Wan, who also brought us, well, Saw. Yeah. It stars Ryan Quatten, not Quato. Listen!
Start the reactor!
He was probably most known as playing Jason Stackhouse in True Blood. James Gunton has a very small role in this, mostly known for the asshole warden in Shawshank Redemption. Playing the detective role in this is Donnie Wahlberg. Also, of course, he plays in some of the Saw movies as well. James Wan must have been a bit of a New Kids on the Block fan back in the day.
The movie starts out paying a bit of homage to the old 30s movies, right? With the very old Universal beginning. Jamie and Lisa, and they're in their apartment. He's kind of trying to fix the sink a little bit. They get a knock on the door, and there's this great big package there. They open it up, and it's this creepy-ass fucking doll.
Someone sent that to me. Maybe I'm gonna go stay in a hotel for the next couple of days, because this isn't fucking cool.
Just think and take my apartment, and I'll just move out. Jamie goes out for Chinese food.
Kaka's Lucky Seafood? This is Kaka!
Kaka. Lisa's getting ready for him to come back. All of a sudden, just the ambiance in the room, the sound, the noise, just drops to nothing. Dead silent. As she gets closer to the bed, they just kind of zoom in on her face, and she screams. Poor Jamie comes back. Alright, I got the Chinese food. Gonna get a little freaky here, you know?
After all that greasy Chinese food?
Come on.
You're all bloated, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, you're all farting and everything. Like, he hears Lisa call to him. Us as the viewer is very odd, but not to him. He goes to investigate a little bit.
She's in the bed with the sheet over her head like the dummy was. Pulls the sheet back and
he finds her dead. She's got her mouth sort of torn open and her tongue is gone. It's been ripped out. Cops get involved. Donnie Wahlberg's character, Jim Lipton, naturally he suspects that Jamie killed her. Jamie suspects that there's something to do with this doll, though. Opens up the case, rips back this packaging, and he sees the town, Ravensfair. His hometown. So he drives back, stops at his old man's enormous mansion. You know, he knocks on the door. This woman, Ella,
his new wife.
That's his new wife. And she's got to help him eat. Has to help him move around.
His dad has had a few wives.
They're all in paintings. After the wives have been either he divorced them or they died, he removed them from the painting. Lisa's body has been sent back to the local town mortuary where the mortician Henry, he sees her face. He's seen that face before. He sits Jamie down and he tells the story. Ravensfair used to be this hip happening town.
They built this big theater, which is going to be the big hub for all the entertainment, and Mary Shaw was there one night. And she's on stage with Billy, the doll that was delivered to Jamie. Never really see Mary Shaw's face. Some little bastard in the audience. I can see your lips move. Billy shoots him down pretty quick. You know, the audience is kind of, that was fun. That was funny. This boy ends up going missing. Who does the whole townsfolk blame? Or Mary Shaw. Very akin to Nightmare on Elm Street, the townsfolk lynch Mary Shaw, kill her, and actually cut out her tongue. Well, ever since then, anyone who had anything to do with the lynching, this has happened to them. And he shows crime scene photos, families, sitting at like their couches with their tongues cut out.
Even Jamie's like, you're sick! You're taking these pictures like, I have to, it's part of my business!
Poor Henry. His wife likes to kind of wander off. She
wasn't drunk, she wandered off!
Into this kind of crawl space in their house. And he hears this kind of crying. And he goes in and goes, come back out, come on, please. And this scene is very creepy with the crying. It's like, ooh, it's like, if you heard someone crying in a crawl space, sure, you'd want to help them. At the same time, it's fucking frightening.
With all this Mary Shaw shit going on, it's like, I think my wife is good down there.
Yeah. He goes in there to go retrieve her, and, well...
Mary Shaw's down there to meet him.
Lipton has come to confront Jamie at his dad's house to take him in. They receive a phone call from Henry.
Yeah.
Saying, meet me at the theater. Well, the theater is where Mary Shaw used to live. Jamie breaks away from Lipton, races off to the theater, which is basically just a dilapidated, almost like blown up looking building.
Yeah, there's all these trees growing through
and there's a big
and...
moat. They gotta go on a boat. Lipton's trailing his ass, and they get in there, and basically shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
And that's where we're gonna end it, because that's where it gets really good.
This is where it all comes together.
Why are we talking about Dead Silence?
It's gotten thrown out of the mix here because the Saw movies were very popular.
And this came out and it kind of was really under the radar.
I think people were wanting the Saw movies, or they were wanting what the Saw movies had to offer.
Didn't have any of the kind of torture horror. Wasn't really gory.
And then after this, Insidious comes along, right?
Conjuring.
Exactly.
All those movies. And they all spawned all these sequels.
Exactly.
Which Dead Silence didn't. Which it very much well could have. Atmosphere of this movie is amazing. It's dreamlike. It's like it almost doesn't take place in our world. Which I think helps the movie. Because it's done in a very dreamlike state, it helps you believe that story a lot more. The town of Raven's Fair is very neat. It's almost like a character in itself. The scene where he's burying his wife and all the leaves are falling, like it's so like just
picturesque, right?
Yeah.
And it's the cinematography of this movie is fantastic.
Oh, for sure.
Leigh Whannell and James Wan, they both helped to craft this story, this world.
Yeah, it is its own world. Very Tim Burton-esque.
About the town, how it's all kind of run down and destroyed, kind of reminds me a little bit of something that the Tall Man might have run through.
I wrote down the exact same fucking note. Looks like Tall Man has been through this town.
Yeah.
For most of the movie, you never see the dummies or the dolls do anything.
You see the eyes move and you see the head move a little bit.
Yeah.
But then,
it's not shoved down your face. It's not
No.
a doll running at you. It's not Chucky chasing you.
It's more about story with this movie and not about the jump scares, right? Which nowadays it's all about jump scares.
Here's a really good story. And let's put some scares in there, too.
Yeah, exactly. There isn't one piece of this movie that's fluff. Everything that's said in this movie, all of the dialogue, pertains to the story and the movie. There's very, very little CGI in this movie. You can tell when it happens, which I wish that they would have used it.
Yeah.
But it's not so bad. It's forgivable. It's a forgivable amount.
The music in this movie is very good. Charlie Clouser, who's done tons of music for tons of horror movies, James Wan movies. He was also keyboardist for Nine Inch Nails for like a decade. A decade! This movie has a great twist at the end, as per a lot of the James Wan movies do.
It's a fantastic twist. Yeah. Great twist, Jerry.
Twist.
The twist of the year.
I think this might be James Wan's first attempt at a supernatural type movie. Nailed it. So, who would you recommend this movie to?
If you're a fan, like we had mentioned, Tim Burton movies, right?
Saw.
Dolls.
It's a good ghost story.
Yeah, if you want to be creeped out, because there's definitely a lot of scenes in this movie that creeps the shit out of you.
So check out Dead Silence if you haven't seen it.